Game 2 of the World Series tied up 1-1. Gary Thorne, Ken Singleton, Julie Croteau with you here, and we lose Julie in the crowd and down on the field here while the game's going on. Julie, where are you?
I'm down by the third base dugout. I just spoke with a trainer, and Omar Vizquel had a bruise on his foot. You saw him wrapping it, and they did that just to control the swelling. And I talked to the trainer and asked him if he knew if that would affect his agility and his ability to move. He said we'd have to wait and see. Omar asked for some additional tape. He wanted it really tight, and I noticed when he was running off the field that he was favoring his foot just a little bit. He's not in the dugout right now. He may be back getting additional treatment. Gary?
All right, so we got two to keep an eye on now. We got Sheffield hit by that pitch on the left wrist, how that will affect him as the game goes on. And now we'll keep an eye on Vizquel and his ability to move after taking that foul ball off the ankle. Game tied 1-1 as we go to the 5th inning. Kevin Brown took 18 pitches to get out of the first. Since then, he's averaging only 10 pitches per inning over the last 3. Matt Williams will lead it off here. Williams, Tomei, and Alomar due up. Williams grounded out his first time up, 1 for 6 now in the series. Takes the fastball down low. Remember, Kevin Brown won his last 7 regular season decisions. He's gone 2-0 here in the postseason. He hasn't lost a game since the end of July. Williams puts that one out into no man's land. Bermuda Triangle base hit. Sheffield up with it. Matt Williams is on a leadoff single here in the 5th inning. Hit number 5 for the Indians.
Well, sometimes a little broken bat single will get a player going. Matt Williams has not been hitting the ball well, but you know, you feel good about yourself once you get to first base. You haven't been there in a while. Right off the end of the bat, I mean, if you hit it better, he'd have been out. So you take it. Looks like a line drive in the paper in the morning when you read the box score.
Leadoff man on here in this game. And that will bring up Jim Tomei, who had a single his first time up. Kevin Brown generally gives up a lot of hits. In fact, he had the 6th highest hit total during the regular season, 214 hits in 237 innings. However, in this game, he's given up only the 5 hits. Nobody's been left on base because of a couple of double plays that have taken out base runners. And he hasn't walked anybody. No, did not go around. Randy Marsh at 3rd. And the count goes to 2-0, and Jim Tomei, who had a single his first time up. Tomei was 3rd in the league in on-base percentage, 1st in walks, and 4th in home runs. He spent a lot of time out there in the bases, even though he did lead the league in strikeouts. He's a quintessential power hitter numbers.
Power hitter, ability to hit the ball out of the park anywhere. And this is 6th inning last night. And there's a drive, outside pitch, shows you the type of power he has over the scoreboard for a home run. Jim Tomei, a former 13th round draft pick.
He's going for another one right there. 2-2. Got a piece of Charles Johnson.
Worked very hard, speaking of Tomei, with hitting coach Charlie Manuel. There's a pitch fouled back. That's why you wear a mask back there.
Kevin Brown will go behind the mound to give Charles Johnson a chance to regroup. Tomei, a couple of hits now and 6 at-bats in the series. Fans applauding for a Brown strikeout. He has 2. Just missed.
Mentioned Tomei, a 13th round draft pick. When he was in the minor leagues, he struggled a bit, but the hitting coach of the Indians, Charlie Manuel, who was in a minor league hitting instructor, and he fought for the Indians to keep Jim Tomei. They were going to let him go.
Struck him out. Busted him inside on the pitch before, then went away. 3rd strikeout for Kevin Brown.
Not only was the pitch away, it is going away. Watch Charles Johnson reach out and catch this ball. Might not have even been a strike. Kind of drops down to get some extra movement on the fastball. You see that rotation on the pitch, moves away for the strikeout. Tomei usually doesn't chase very many bad pitches. He does tonight. 3 Ks for Kevin.
Gets the power hitter out of there, runner at first, and Alomar coming up. Sometimes when the electricity is down, you get brownouts. When Brown's down, you also get brownouts. He's been down 9 ground ball outs, 3 strikeouts, 1 caught stealing, 2 double plays with those ground balls. That's a brownout kind of night right there.
You know, throw to first base. Matt Williams stole more bases this year than he ever did in a season. He stole 12.
Boy, that pitch is really moving.
Kevin Brown's getting in a groove right here. Keeping everything down makes him even tougher to hit. Little cut fastball going away from ALOMAR.
Ken, it's just so hard to try and be aggressive on the base paths like Matt Williams here might do when you got Charles Johnson behind the plate. That one toward short, base hit. That was a muscle hit, folks. A single picked up by ALOMAR. Probably took his top fist off right there, I think. And there are 2 on, 1 down.
You know, advanced scouts are very important to a ball club. We saw Kevin Brown throw to first with Matt Williams over there, and you know, maybe in years gone by, pitchers wouldn't worry about Matt Williams on base. Advanced scout for the Florida Marlins is Ken Kravick, former Major League left-handed pitcher with the White Sox, and he's the one that gets a lot of information on the playoff teams in the other league. And I'm sure he and some other scouts got a read on the Cleveland Indians and what they might be able to do to you.
Well, 2 on, 1-1 game. 6 hits now on the board for Cleveland, out hitting Florida 6-4. And MARQUIS GRISSOM at the plate. GRISSOM, postseason .273. One of the game's great World Series stars right here in MARQUIS GRISSOM. Can they turn another ground ball double play here? Towards Renteria. Can't get it out of his reach. Throw coming to the plate by Alou. Charles Johnson has to go get it, and scoring is Matt Williams. An RBI single by MARQUIS GRISSOM, who adds to his magnificent numbers in World Series play, and it is a 2-1 lead for Cleveland.
There's Roberto Clemente, the great Roberto Clemente, who had a hit in every World Series game he played in, all 14 of them, going back to the 1960 World Series and in '71. MARQUIS GRISSOM has had a hit in every World Series game he has played in. 14 consecutive games in a row for MARQUIS GRISSOM. Ties the record set by the great, and I mean great, Roberto Clemente.
The record overall is held by Hank Bauer of the New York Yankees, who had a hitting streak in 17 consecutive World Series games when those Yankees were playing in every World Series in the 50s. GRISSOM is now chasing that. Bunt is on, and a good one by O.J. Only plays at first base. Good sacrifice by O.J. ALOMAR moves down to third, down to second. GRISSOM with 2 away.
And here's the hit that ties Clemente's record by Renteria. Also drives in a run, so a little bit of a bonus for the Cleveland Indians. Matt Williams scores. Remember, he got on with a leadoff single, and Cleveland takes the lead at 2-1.
Cleveland's doing what they did not do last night, Ken. Last night, 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. Tonight, they are 2 for 3.
2 for 3, and also picked up a big hit, a 2-out hit in the first inning. And when you get some runs scoring out of the bottom of your lineup, that's when the club starts to click.
Kevin Brown, this is a huge out right here. Even though there are 2 down, Bip Roberts, if he can get a base hit, will drive in 2 runs. It is a 2-1 lead. Marlins down a run here, and another one of those important moments in a ball game. Bip Roberts is struck out, grounded out. Chops that one over the middle, and he's got the big hit. It will score 2 runs. ALOMAR and GRISSOM cross. A huge 2-out single for Bip Roberts. And a 4-1 Indians lead.
Chad O.J. doesn't get a chance to bunt very often. Gets the bunt down, puts runners in scoring position for Roberts, and he gets the job done. Base hit into center field. You know, I think what we're seeing right now with Kevin Brown is that last start when he threw 140 pitches. That's an awful lot late in the season. And it looks like he's starting to come up with his pitches. And maybe not quite the velocity that he had in his last start.
Roberts, Bip Roberts, 3 postseason RBIs, 2 of them right there. And comes with 2 down. And Vizquel up. The Indians finally have something to cheer about offensively. They've got 4 runs on 8 hits now in this game. And Roberts on at first is always a threat to take off. Bip Roberts has good speed, and he has that kind of attitude. He doesn't care who's catching. You get me, you do. If he feels like going, he will. Grounded foul outside of first base. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Vizquel a double and a single.
I mentioned Charlie Manuel, the hitting coach of the Cleveland Indians. Not only a good hitting coach, but he was the first American named MVP in Japan back in 1979 for the Kintetsu Buffaloes. He hit 37 home runs, drove in 97 runs, and hit 324. Those are pretty good numbers.
Roberts has got a big lead over there, and he's getting it a little further. 18 stolen bases, caught 3 times during the regular season. 2 down. There's nothing to lose here for Cleveland. If Roberts runs and gets thrown out, Vizquel leads off the next inning. He's like a second leadoff hitter anyway. Roberts runs and gets down there, gives Indians a chance to put another run up. It's a no-lose situation for Roberts to run right here.
You know, it's very difficult to get a sequence of hits against Kevin Brown. So anytime you're able to get 4 hits in an inning off of it, that is some good hitting.
Inside corner strike to Vizquel. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Coming into this game in the postseason, 22 innings, 20 hits off Kevin Brown. But he had 2 games trailing here. And he's concerned about Roberts taking off.
Bip had 18 steals in the regular season. But he too was bothered by hamstring problems during the course of the year.
Way inside that time. And the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. It's another sign that he's not quite the Brown we're used to seeing. That's 5 times now he's gone 3 and 2 and a hitter. Antonio Alfonseca added for the World Series, and Felix Heredia, left-hander Heredia. 3-2, runner going, walked him. Yep, Brown's in trouble. Kevin Brown surrenders the walk, the first he's given up. Vizquel goes down, runners at first and second, 2 away. 7 men have already come to the plate, and the Marlins skipper Jim Leyland pacing now. He's going to make that decision. When do I go get Kevin Brown? How long do I let him stay?
Well, right now they're going to give him a breather. They're going to try and let him get through the inning and get this 3rd out. But he's facing a tough hitter in Manny Ramirez. Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach. This is designed just to get him out of the inning. Slow things down a bit. Kevin Brown likes to work fast.
Larry Rothschild, the pitching coach. Ken was talking with Kevin Brown about his performance in the last game. He'll try and jawbone you into staying in the game when you go out and talk to him. He never wants to come out. Here's Manny Ramirez looking for another big hit with 2 down. 2 on, 2 away. Jammed him with heat. Strike 1.
And the difference for Kevin Brown with Bip Roberts and Vizquel at the plate, a big hit by Ramirez might just be that, a big hit. He's got the power to all fields hit the home run. He's not going to ping you to death with base hits like the guys on base.
He's 3 for 11 against Brown lifetime, including the 0 for 2 he's had in this game. Takes the pitch inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. See the difference? Key hits. Last night 1 for 12, and they had a chance to put somebody across the plate. 3 for 4 in this game. Mike Hargrove knows how good an offense he has, and so does Jimmy Leyland. And that one's inside. Brown behind here, 2-1. Coming into this game, right-handed hitters against Kevin Brown in this postseason had gone 3 for 29 for right-handed hitters. In this game, they are already 3 for 9. He's given up as many hits to right-handers in this game as he had in the entire postseason to this point. That one to center field, and right at him. Devon White's got it. Ramirez is retired, but 8 come to the plate in the 5th inning. 3 runs in on 4 singles and a walk. 4-1 Cleveland. Cleveland Indians trying to even up this 97 World Series, have the 4-1 lead, 3 runs, 4 hits in that 5th inning. So now the Marlins are going to have to battle from behind. And the top of the order for Jimmy Leyland, Devon White will lead it off. Ooh, that caught him on the bounce, I thought. Nope. Devon White's going to stay right there, hit the dirt and bounced away. Usually a batter will just start trotting down to first if he can get on. White is grounded out and called out on strikes. Chad O.J. misses with that one. 2-0.
One of the keys for a pitcher is just seeing his team score and put some runs on the board, shut down the opposition in the next inning.
This came in with a strike, said hit this. 2-1. Chad O.J. 5-2 during the season when he made a start after the Indians had lost a game. Mike Hargrove asking O.J. to get another one of those kinds of W's. O.J. left-handers hit .306 off him. White doesn't get that one. Does this one. Base hit into center field. Devon White is on with a leadoff single.
Looked like O.J. doubled up on the changeup. Threw one for that White swung and missed. And then he came right back with it. And White said, that looks familiar. And got the base hit. Let's look at it here. Yeah, another changeup. Almost the same location and the base hit. And this is the one he missed. Just about the same pitch. Yep. 2 for the price of, well, one hit.
Took the risk and didn't pay off for O.J. Now Renteria, already a single, double, and a run scored. Breaking ball, that's there for a strike. The big yacker, that big curve ball right there. Renteria didn't think it caught the strike zone. He came across on a Conine single in the 1st inning, accounting for the lone run. Up there for the Marlins, trailing 4-1. Not a big lead for Devon White. Takes the go, and the pitch is outside for a ball.
And one thing we're seeing here tonight, every Cleveland player on the field is wearing a short sleeve shirt. By the time they get to Cleveland, they'll look more like Rich Donnelly, the third base coach, those long sleeves.
Temperatures are supposed to be in the 30s in Cleveland with a chance of some snow flurries on Wednesday. We'll be joining you for all of this 1997 World Series worldwide. Day off tomorrow. The teams travel to Cleveland. We will too. We'll be with you Tuesday night, 8 o'clock. 1-1 delivery. Check swing strike on the inside corner. 1-2. Again, Renteria upset with a called strike.
Now with 2 strikes, Renteria more apt to hit the ball towards the middle or to the opposite field, cutting down his swing to make contact.
Fastball this time and just missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. He's working him in and out on these pitches.
That looked pretty good. That was Eric Gregg. Renteria would be headed back to the dugout. National League umpire.
2-2 count. White not running. Breaking ball swung on and missed. That was thrown hard. And O.J.'s got his 4th strikeout. Renteria retired for the first time.
And sometimes scouting report will say we'll chase the high fastball. Well, the target was low and away. He threw it up high and he still swung and missed. So Renteria, I don't believe this pitch is a strike. He gets himself out.
Cleveland doesn't mind that. Mark Wiley, the pitching coach, on the right there with the chart. Chad O.J. with 1 away, and now Gary Sheffield, and hit by a pitch and walked. Is that a typical kind of a game for Sheffield? He gets to swing the bat. He certainly knows what to do with it, but pitchers don't want him swinging the bat. We've mentioned before, this is the one guy in this lineup still that most pitchers will say before a game ever starts, he's not going to beat me. O.J.'s breaking ball popped up again out in front of the changeup. you are just joining us, we'll take you back to the first inning when Sheffield got hit by a pitch right on the wrist, the left wrist, and it hurt. Stayed in the game. As it goes along, you can bet the swelling will increase and the stiffness there. But he is staying in the ball game. He loves to waggle that bat like that, which puts a lot of pressure on both wrists. O.J. misses outside with it. 1-1.
Sheffield continues to get on base, whether it be a hit by a pitch or a walk, and that sets up opportunities for the hitters behind him. It did in the first inning. He kept the inning going, and eventually it wasn't Bonilla but Conine behind him who got the hit that drove in the run.
Infield looking for the double play here for Cleveland. They turned a record 11 double plays against Baltimore in the league championship series. They had one double play in last night's game. Runner not going. Ground ball to third. Matt Williams. There's one. Biff Roberts. And there's two. That'll take you out of an inning in a hurry. Matt Williams up with it. Second base. And the turnover throw by Roberts. And they're gone. No runs, one hit, and nobody left. The Indians 4-8-0. Florida 1-5-0. Game 2 of the '97 World Series. And Kevin Brown touched up in that last inning with 3 runs on 4 hits. Already up to 74 pitches, Kenny.
27 last inning. Faced 8 men in the 5th.
David Justice, the only man who did not bat against him in that inning, takes that first pitch for a strike. Justice, an RBI single in the first inning, struck out his last time up, lifts that one down the left field line, but it is curving, and it is foul.
Well, we talked about the inner defense of the Marlins being pretty good because of a lot of ground balls. Well, Cleveland Indians no slouches at all. The left side of their infield only made 27 errors this year. Matt Williams, a 3-time Gold Glover, and Dave Nelson, infield coach, talking it over with Biff Roberts, who was in the middle of that double play.
You've got a guy at third, Matt Williams, who's as good a third baseman probably as there is in the league. Vizquel, 4 Gold Gloves at short, 4 Gold Gloves, Biff Roberts at second, and Jim Thome over at first base. While not a Gold Glove first baseman, he can pick it.
Yeah, more than adequate.
That's a pretty strong infield. Look at that, 12 Gold Gloves awarded in that starting infield, and you got Tony Fernandez, who's about as slick as anybody who's ever played in the infield, not playing. That's great depth. Count goes to 3 balls and 2 strikes again. The 6th time in this game Kevin Brown has taken a count to 3-2. That's one of the reasons those pitches are piling up for him. David Justice takes it, and he's got a walk. Second walk given up by Brown, and Kevin Brown's very close to coming out of this ball game. Lead-off walk in the 6th inning. One of the toughest decisions a manager makes is when to go out and see that pitcher. Hey, if you want all the information, all you got to do is log on. Your favorite international major leaguers. We are making up an all-star team of players born outside of the U.S. Who do you think should be on it? Players in the game now, retired Hall of Famers. Your pick, cast your ballot. I'll give you the dot on here in a minute. Pitch is taken, an inside corner strike. Cast your ballot at the official internet site, Major League Baseball, at www.majorleaguebaseball.com, and the results will be posted on the site on Game 4. And when you indeed log on, there'll be a list of players there to help you out making selections. Matt Williams fouls that one on. An all-star team of players born outside the United States. You'll do it, and you'll be able to find out what the decisions of you and other fans were. For the 2nd time in this game, the right-hander Alfonseca and the left-hander Felix Heredia up in the bullpen for the Marlins. Kevin Brown working with Justice on at first base. Matt Williams has had a single and grounded out, takes the pitch outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Gary, I think what the fans are seeing from Kevin Brown tonight, a residual effect of Game 6 in the National League Championship Series. late in the season to throw 140 pitches and expect to bounce back in your next start. Usually managers and coaches like to get pitchers out of there when they get around 115, 120.
And he's really struggling now. He's overthrowing the ball and he's trying to aim it. Game 7, he went the distance. 7-4 Marlins win.
Look at the last pitch and nowhere near the zone.
Paper airplane out there that he's going to get some help on getting off the field. Larry Rothschild watching intently. 2-2 delivery down to third base. Bobby Bonilla, second base counsel, relay to first. They do not turn two. Conine had a stretch to come up with it, and Counsell got decked at second base as David Justice took him out as he made that pivot.
Yeah, the reason why they didn't get two on this play was Justice making it hard for Counsell to get off a good throw. Bonilla gets the ball. Takes him a little while to get it over to second base. Now watch Justice. See, Counsell can't really step into the throw and get something on at the first base, and that enables Matt Williams to beat the relay. Watch, he's going to have to jump over Justice. Who said there was no Justice? Counsell knows there is.
There may have been a little vapor lock at third base right there, Kenny. Bobby Bonilla played that like he only needed one out. Like he was just throwing the ball to second to get a forced play. That one ripped in the air to right field. Jim Thome, not quite enough. Sheffield back to get it. Matt Williams back to first base, 2 down. Thome is hitting the ball hard.
Starting to come out of it. Charlie Manuel, the man who fought for him. The Indians wanted to release him in the minor leagues. They said, let me work with this guy. I'll turn him into a big run producer, and he has. Let's see what looks like. It's going to be off the end of the bat. Yep. A little bit closer to him on the bat, and this was 2 more runs for the Indians.
Matt Williams over there at first base being held now by Kevin Brown. 2 down. A 4-1 lead for the Indians. 86 pitches thrown by Brown in this game. In the dirt, Johnson lost sight of it. Williams, though, asked to stay at first. Ball not far enough away from Charles Johnson.
Yeah, maybe the base runners don't expect them to miss anything, so they don't get good jumps on plays like that. Quick hands, quick feet. This one kind of off the shin guard and away from Charles Johnson. If you're a hockey goaltender, you want the puck to deflect that way or left or right. But when you're a catcher, you want the ball to deflect right in front of you.
Well, you can see it and play it. 1-0 delivery is outside. 2 balls and no strikes. 13 pitches thrown here in the 6th inning already. Up to 87 in the game. 2-0 count. That one drilled deep to left field. They left him in, 1 batter too long. Goodbye home run, Alomar. A 2-run shot off Kevin Brown. And it is a 6-1 Cleveland lead. That was a hit me pitch right there.
Oh, man. Has gotten big hits all throughout the season. You go back to the All-Star game when he hit a home run against the National League, was the MVP, and that was right there on a tee for him to drive into the seats in left field.
And a check swing by Grissom, a strike called on it.
Well, here's a good look at it. A laser into the seats.
4 postseason home runs. Justice knew it. 11 RBIs now for Alomar in the postseason.
From the standpoint of the Cleveland Indians, there's only one thing better to coming to the top step to looking at a home run. It's hitting it yourself.
Marquise Grissom. Bonilla struggling with a hamstring. Maybe that's the problem at third base. Bobby Bonilla made no play on that ball and limped over towards it. He could not push off on that leg he hurt in the last game of the League Championship Series.
And plus, with the speed of Grissom, he's playing back with 2 outs. Guarding against an extra base hit, had no chance to throw him out. One more look. Yep, he made the best decision. Just hold on to it with the pitcher coming up next.
Chad O.J. another hit for Grissom, who's 2 for 3 in this ball game. Marquis Grissom now owns the best batting average in World Series history. How about that? Swung on and fouled off. Marquis Grissom, with the 2 hits he's picked up in this game, moves into first place all time batting average wise.
Some Marquis come up to the major leagues with the Montreal Expos. He was not a good fielder. He worked hard, became a Gold Glove outfielder. Worked hard on his hitting. Hitting coach Tommy Harper turned him into a good ball player. So good that the Montreal Expos could not afford him anymore. They traded him to the Atlanta Braves.
Boy, he has become some kind of a big ball game player. Came into this hitting .418, tied with Paul Molitor and Pepper Martin for the best batting average in World Series history. He has now moved above that .418 mark with a 2 for 3 in this game. 1 ball, 2 strike count on O.J. And he is a strikeout victim. Brown 4 Ks, but for Kevin Brown, a tough inning. Sandy Alomar Jr. has 4 career postseason home runs, and all of them have come this year, and that was number 4. Indian fans are something to cheer about. 5 runs, 6 hits in the last 2 innings to take the lead. Julie Croteau is part of the press coverage here, and Julie, there are plenty of us.
There certainly are. We call it the national pastime, but it should be called the international pastime. 19% of Major League Baseball players were born outside of the United States, and 33% of minor league players were born outside of the United States. So it's only appropriate that there are 75 international reporters here and 5 broadcast teams, not including ours, which goes into 205 countries. The growth of baseball is definitely going to be outside the United States. Back to you, Gary.
We're happy to be part of that. Bobby Bonilla takes it to right field. Ramirez late jump, but he gets there. It's always an adventure with Ramirez in right. Bonilla retired, and there's one away here in the 6th inning. We bring this game all around the world. That is NHK. There are 3 broadcasters working in the booth, and you played against one of them.
The gentleman in the middle is Tatsunori Hara, who was a 3rd baseman for the Tokyo Giants.
All throughout Mexico, Televisa broadcasting the games. They'll cover the entire World Series, as will we. Breaking ball by Chad O.J. misses. Conine a single and an RBI and 2 at-bats. Well, O.J.'s got a chance to be the stopper that Cleveland wanted him to be. He's 0-2 in postseason play this year, but he's got some runs to work with here with a 6-1 lead. All by himself. Dean Yuan, Taiwan.
Yeah.
Numero uno.
Yeah, he's the man.
1-1 delivered, and the breaking ball is taken up high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Tough to beat this team here. The Marlins, as Ken mentioned, more wins at home than anyone else, 52. Jimmy Leland's Marlins 5-1 at home in this postseason. And as we said, as was true during the regular season, the pitching is what made it that way. The pitching ERA of this team was better at home than on the road during the regular season, and in postseason the same thing. In fact, 2.83 at home and 4.11 on the road coming into this game. But tonight, Cleveland, they're the ones who put the numbers up. 6 runs, and it's been Chad O.J. giving up only a run on 5 hits. 3-2 in the inside fastball.
Well, when we talked to Mike Hargrove the other day, and the reason why he set up his rotation with O.J. second, he mentioned that he'd been pitching well despite the fact that he had lost 2 games in the championship series because the team didn't score runs for him.
They hurt him. Popped up outside of third base. Alomar had trouble finding it. Does now and makes an acrobatic catch. Conine retired. 2 away here in the 6th inning. Alomar wasn't sure where that ball had gone initially.
Well, sometimes as a visiting player, you're unfamiliar with the dimensions of a ballpark. And you see him check to see where he is. Checks again. He knows he's getting close to the dugout, and he makes the catch. Staying with it all the way.
You can actually go in the dugout and make a catch. That is permissible. I don't think that's possible here because of the overhang on these dugouts to really get into it. O.J. that one lined to left field by Alou. It'll be off the wall and a hop. Justice one-hands it. And Alou continues hitting the ball. 2 doubles and 3 at-bats.
I mentioned before, it looks like that wrist is coming around. There's the Alou side. You know, he has so many mannerisms of his father. His father was a great player, over 2,000 hits, over 200 home runs. And he has that nice, fluid swing. If you turn back the clock 20-something years, you could swear that was Felipe Alou swinging the bat. Picking up a 2-base hit in the World Series.
The 4th member of the Alou family to appear in the World Series. His father Felipe with San Francisco in '62. His uncle Jesus with Oakland 73-74. Matty Alou, San Francisco and Oakland in '62 and '72. And now Moises Alou here in 1997. So 4 members of that Alou family have all been in World Series play. Charles Johnson up there. 0 for 2 in this ball game. O.J.'s pitch is fouled back. Strike 1, 2 down. Alou at second base. Johnson has struggled here at home in the postseason. He's had only 3 hits and 20 at-bats. Under a 160 batting average at home. He has struggled overall below 200. And Alomar wants to go talk to O.J.
Now, one reason why this discussion has come about because there's a runner at second base. They're changing the sides. They make them more difficult when there's a runner on second because it'd be easy for him to read the signs. You know, one's a fastball, two's a curve, and relay it to the hitter. Sometimes he might lean in one direction for location. Other times, you know, he might just swipe his uniform twice and tell the hitter a curveball's coming. See how many signs instead of just the one.
One delivery and a chopper. O.J. will let it go to Matt Williams. Running throw. Nice play. And a fine decision by O.J. to leave that alone. Let Matt Williams handle it, and he did. Charles Johnson's retired on the ground ball out. Florida's 1 for 9 now with runners in scoring position. And a victory by the Cleveland Indians will even up this 1997 World Series. They've got a 6-1 lead here. Gary Thorne, Ken Singleton, welcome back. We are seeing the exact opposite ball game from what we saw last night when the Marlins won.
Yeah, everything that Jimmy Leyland kind of did in the ball game kind of worked out to the benefit of the Marlins. Certainly not happening tonight. He leaves Kevin Brown in maybe a little bit longer than we thought he should have. And Sandy Alomar makes him pay with a 2-run home run to extend the lead for the Cleveland Indians, who look like they're breaking out of the doldrums with the bats. They had 11 hits in last night's game, but couldn't get the big hit at the right time. Tonight it's been a different story as they're hitting the ball with runners in scoring position. And
Felix Heredia comes out of the bullpen now for Kevin Brown. So Cleveland has chased the ace of this staff. And Heredia, the left-hander, you see the numbers during the regular season when he went 5-3. 54 strikeouts and 30 walks included in the 56 innings that he worked. So Heredia comes on. A 6-1 lead here. Kevin Brown gave up the 10 hits in 6 innings and 6 earned runs. Bip Roberts comes out of the game, and Tony Fernandez, who we were talking about earlier, will be the pinch hitter. And Fernandez fouls it off.
Roberts is bothered by a bad thumb that was caused by Fernandez make that. In the final game of the American League Championship Series in batting practice, Fernandez hit a ball in the direction of Bip Roberts, who was trying to catch another ball, taking infield practice, got hit on the thumb, was taken out of the game. Fernandez started and hit the game-winning home run.
One of the great ironies of World Series history is what that's going to turn out to be, especially if Cleveland should go on to win this World Series. Taken up high, Felix Heredia, the left-hander, working here. And Tony Fernandez, who has put up some very fine numbers. Heredia, 2 games in the postseason out of the bullpen, just 3 1/3 innings worked, a couple of walks, 3 hits. And the left-hander's pitch off the fist, fouled back. There'll be no play on this, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes.
And plus the Indians game defensively. Fernandez, one of the slickest middle infielders around, and he's been that way for years.
Take out a Gold Glover and put in another one. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Kevin Brown giving up the 6 earned runs in this game. Could lose his first game since July 27th. Towards the gap. That is a gapper all the way to the wall on the roll. Fernandez on his way to second base. Devon White gets it back in, and Tony Fernandez is on with a leadoff double here in the 7th inning. The 11th hit for the Indians, and Bip Roberts first off the bench to applaud him.
You know, I kind of questioned the pitch selection. They threw him all the fastballs. Fernandez was late, so they speed his bat up. Then they throw him a hard slider, which is just a little bit slower than a fastball. He couldn't hit the fastball, fouling it off. Slider's a little bit slower. He is right on it and drills it to the gap in the left center field. You got to watch how the hitters are swinging the bat.
He's got 3 doubles now in the postseason. On in scoring position right away. Omar Vizquel trying to move him up, fouls it off for a strike. Vizquel with a double and a single and a walk. He's had himself a ball game as well here. He may be coming out of his funk too. 5th most difficult batter to strike out in the American League during the regular season.
I wouldn't be surprised to watch him lay down a bunt here. Nope.
Tried to go the other way with it. White, Sheffield. Sheffield makes the catch. Fernandez tags. Throw comes in. Fernandez will go back to second base. Vizquel retired, 1 away.
Maybe he should have dropped down a bunt, try and move the runner over. Sometimes you can do things on your own. You don't get the sign from the manager, but your teammates appreciate it because it shows that you're thinking along team lines, that you'll give yourself up to get a runner to third with 1 out. Now, Vizquel, pretty good handler of the bat too, but he just didn't get the runner over. He was trying to hit the ball the other way, and you can see he's upset with himself for not advancing Fernandez to third base with 1 out. Couldn't get the job done.
Then he could have scored on a sacrifice fly or ground ball out or anything. Ramirez has got an 0 for 3 going, 0 for 2 rather, in this game. And the pitch to him is taken for a strike. Ramirez, 1 home run so far in this World Series, was the homer that he picked up in the ball game last night. Jim Thome, this David Justice may need a new pair of pants.
Blowout.
Yeah. Here's the 0-1 delivery. That one down the right field line, foul territory, and no play as it's over in the bullpen.
We'll go back to last night, game 1, of course, in the 5th inning. Manny Ramirez, did he know it was a home run? He hit it and started looking up, and it was a long way away from home plate. Number 1 draft pick back in 1991 by the Cleveland Indians out of New York City.
Cleveland Indians are a home run hitting team. 3rd consecutive year they've had 200+ home runs. Do some real damage in that regard. Runner at second base, swung on and missed, high fastball, and Felix Heredia gets the strikeout. 2 down. So with 2 away, Heredia will now face David Justice.
Heredia has a live arm. Fastball somewhere in the 90s, maybe 92, 93, and he blows it right by Ramirez. That's why I wondered why he threw a breaking ball to Tony Fernandez, who ripped the double.
Justice, a very tough hitter against left-handers, batting .322 against them during the regular season. He's had a single and an RBI, has walked and struck out. And the pitch from Heredia is taken outside. 6-1 lead for Cleveland, trying to even this ball game, this World Series up, brother. They have now out-hit Florida 11-6. And have chased Kevin Brown, the ace of this staff, and gotten to the bullpen. That one chopped down on to first base. Bad hop. Conine flips. Heredia covers. And Justice is retired. So despite a leadoff double, the Indians do not score, leaving one on. 7th inning stretch time, game 2 of the '97 World Series. Big house on hand here tonight, and all of you around the world seeing game 2 of this 1997 World Series. Copyrighted telecast is the property of the office of the Commissioner of Major League Baseball, intended for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Major League Baseball is prohibited. Gloria Estefan, who sang the national anthem, is a fan. He's been here for the whole game. She's got her own cap given to her before the game. Alex Fernandez gave it to her. And we go to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Counsell leading it off. And the pitcher due up. And the top of the order, White. Chad O.J. has gone the distance in this game. He has walked 1 and struck out 4. Only 1 run on 6 hits. The run came in the 1st inning. Renteria got a single off him with 1 away, and Conine brought him home with a 2-out single.
You always hear the term a pitcher scattered of amount of hits. In this case, 6 for O.J. He's given up at least 1 hit in every inning but the 2nd inning. But he's still only given up 1 run. 6
have been stranded by Florida in this game. Looking for a walk. Craig Counsell takes the pitch inside. 2-ball, 1 strike count. Chad O.J. had only 1 complete game during the regular season. He only worked 126 innings, partly because of the injuries that he suffered through. That one hit in the air to right. Ramirez. 1 down. Counsell retired because he is extending himself here. Mike Jackson will be getting ready in the bullpen for Cleveland. They don't expect O.J. to pitch a complete game. Not that he might not, but they're certainly not going to take any chances. They want people ready. Jimmy EISENREICH will come off the bench now to face O.J. Pinch hitter, where Felix Heredia worked an inning and gave up a hit and struck out 1. Here's one of the really good guys of this game. EISENREICH is one of the finest people you'd ever want to meet. Quality player, premier pinch hitter, and can make starts in the outfield for you. No team that he's ever played for has ever wanted to see him leave.
One reason the Marlins signed him was for bench strength. They talked about a lot of the other big name free agents that they signed. This guy's been very important over the course of the year.
Tapper back to the mound. Chad O.J.'s got it. Jim EISENREICH is retired, and there are 2 down, and O.J. is cruising. Two away, bases empty. I want to remind you, travel day tomorrow, and then we will be moving for game 3. Tuesday night, 8 o'clock, we'll be on the air. Nagy to go against Leiter in game 3 in Cleveland. If you've never seen snow before, join us. We may have some.
Hopefully not too much.
Leiter on the bench watching this one. That one fouled off down the left field line by Devon White, leadoff batter, 1 for 3, a single in his last at bat. Mike Jackson fielded that one.
Yeah, played the World Series in 1979. First game of the series was snowed out in Baltimore. And it usually doesn't snow in Baltimore. So we knew we were in for a cold World Series. Baltimore and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh more known for colder weather, and it was.
Pile on the layers.
Yep.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 down. Chad O.J. the story of this ball game right now. The work he has done in the offense of the Indians coming alive in this game. Remember, 19 1/3 innings that O.J. had worked this year postseason. The Indians had not scored a run for him. That's why he's 0-2 in the postseason. In this game, 6 runs on 11 hits. Foul back into the screen by the switch hitter White. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Gary, we talked about O.J. being a product of the draft in 1991, the June draft, drafted out of Louisiana State. And sometimes the draft, will help a club. It depends on your scouting. You pick good players you think are going to make it to the major leagues. Well, out of the 91 draft, the Indians had 2, and they're both in this game.
Chad O.J., the 2-2, 3-2.
And the #1 draft in that year, as opposed to coming out of college, came out of high school. Manny Ramirez came out of George Washington High School in New York City, and he was #1.
Breaking ball, and that is a fair ball. Devon White with good speed. Ramirez over to get it. White will go into second base with a 2-out double. So O.J. continues to have people on base every inning.
Well, he's the only inning he's given up more.
Indians. 7 hits off him, only 1 run. He leaves here in the 7th inning with 2 down, a runner on at second base. And the bullpens now in this ball game as Chad O.J. comes out. But a great performance. 6 2/3, 7 hits, only 1 run off him. And Mike Jackson will be coming on. ERA at 2.42 now in the postseason play. Michael Jackson against Renteria. Strike call.
He prefers Mike. Don't call me Michael. One of the tougher right-handers out of a bullpen, a workhorse. Best pitch, a quality slider.
He threw it the first time and does again here down the right field line. Ramirez over, and he's got it. Well, Renteria is retired. No runs. The double picked up by White, but he is left stranded. And now 1 for 10 for Florida with runners in scoring position. O.J.'s got a chance to win this game. Cleveland lost the first game of the Yankees series, won the series. First game against Baltimore, lost and won. Lost the first game here, but they're winning this one. Question is, can they win this series? If they do, they're the world champions. We will follow it to find out for you. The 1997 World Series will be continuing on Tuesday, when the venue will change to Cleveland, Ohio. 8 o'clock Tuesday night. Al Leiter for Florida, Charles Nagy for the Indians. Hope you will join us then, all around the world. Antonio Alfonseca, 25-year-old right-hander out of La Romana in the Dominican Republic.
He was added to the roster for the World Series along with the infielder-outfielder Cliff Floyd. Neither one were eligible for the championship series. Marlins using Alfonseca to replace the injured Alex Fernandez.
And here he gets the opportunity in a World Series game. And Matt Williams gets the base hit off him. So Williams is on with his second hit. 2 for 4 now for Matt Williams. Leadoff single in the 8th inning. And the Indians, who pounded out 11 hits in their loss last night, have now picked up 12 hits in this one.
The bats are starting to come alive for the Indians. That ball out of the reach of Bobby Bonilla in the left field for a base hit, well struck by Matt Williams.
It's got to be scary for Florida right now. These Cleveland bats, if all of these people are going to start hitting again all at once. Jim Thome up has hit the ball hard as a single to show for it. 1 for 3. Flied out to right field deep as last time up. Inside out to left field. Alou. Thome retired. 1 away. moved over towards center a bit, playing Tomey to go that way. Had a long run towards that left field line, but the ball was high enough for him to get under it. Sandy Alomar, big blast in this ball game, came in the 6th inning. A 2-run homer by Alomar. 2 for 3 tonight. He also has had a single and scored. He's crossed the plate twice in this game and driven in 2. 4 postseason home runs in his 2 World Series that he's played in, and all of the home runs have come in this season, postseason. Fonseca with the 1-0 delivery to him, and that one lifted to center field straight away. It's in the yard. Devon White had it right at him, 2 down.
The same can be applied to the Cleveland offense tonight as the Marlins. We mentioned how OJ had scattered hits. Well, the Indians have at least 1 hit in every inning, but the difference is in the 5th inning they put 4 hits on the board, 3 runs against Kevin Brown.
7 have been left on by the Marlins in this game, and only 4 by Cleveland. You just take the numbers from last night, the way the game has gone, turn them around, and you've got the first 2 games. Mirror images. Marquis Grissom continuing to post the fabulous World Series numbers. Lines that one to right field, another base hit. Grissom is now 3 for 4 in this game with 3 singles, a run scored, and an RBI. He started out hitting at the top of the order this season, but he's found a home in the number 8 spot.
I would be smiling too if I get a hit just about every time up in the World Series. Line shot in the right field, and not only is he hitting the ball, he's hitting it to all fields. He's hitting it to where it's pitched. All-time World Series leaders. Marquis Grissom. There's some hitting.
There's some hitting. Paul Molitor's one of the greatest hitters this game's ever seen, and Pepper Martin back with the Gas House Gang. 418. He is 26 for 59 in the World Series for Marquis Grissom. No one has ever hit higher.
Mike's playing in late October.
Mike Jackson will hit for himself here. Rare opportunity with a 6-1 lead, and to give him the chance. Runner on at first base. Runners at first and second, rather, and 2 down. Matt Williams goes to second base. Grissom to first.
Let's watch this form.
Yeah, watch the front foot.
Yep, you see it's headed for the dugout. That projectile's coming a little bit too fast for him to stay in there. I would almost guarantee that Mike Jackson did not get at bat this year. He'd been with the Giants in the National League. He might have hit occasionally over the National League. Got a piece of it.
Fouled it off. He'll get a standing ovation for that later on if they win. Jackson did not have an at-bat this season.
You can almost guarantee that the bat he's using is not his, and the helmet he's wearing is not his either.
1-2 the count on him. 2 on base here with 2 down, and he puts it down the right field line, but foul.
If he had gotten a hit, I mean, he could have talked into, the next century. I know it's coming up pretty soon. Now, it's hard to hit when your hips are going one way and your swing's going the other. There's only one place you can hit it is foul.
You won't find that technique on any hitting instruction video.
No.
We can pretty much assure you of that. Yes, fouled off a couple. 1-2. Ground ball, second base. He hit that all right. Counsell makes the play over, and that'll do it. No runs, 2 hits. 2 are left on base. Cleveland trying to win game 2. They've got the lead.
Ballpark affectionately known as the Jake.
Fans have come up with some great signs here in this postseason. They'll continue to do so in Cleveland. Not done here yet. Bottom half of the 8th inning. Gary Sheffield leads it off. Mike Jackson stays on the mound. Sheffield hit by a pitch, walked. Double play, ground ball out last time up. Slider misses outside. Sheffield, Bonilla, and Conine due up. Chad O.J. a run on 7 hits over 6 2/3 innings. Walked 1, struck out 4. Pitcher of record for the Indians. Kevin Brown, their ace, who hasn't lost a game since July 27th, could be the losing pitcher in this game, as he gave up 6 runs and 10 hits over 6 innings. And Jimmy Leland's team will be leaving right after this game, heading out to Cleveland on their charter flight tonight. A 2-ball 1-strike count. And a base hit left center field. Marquis GRISSOM over to get it. And Gary Sheffield is on, leading off the 8th inning.
There's a reason why they're very careful with Sheffield. That was a fastball up, and he just tattooed it into left center for the base hit. It's Mark Wiley, the pitching coach. He's headed for the phone. Going to get the bullpen up. His pitch is up. You see Sandy Alomar reach back towards the middle of the plate. I think they're lucky that baseball still in play.
Bonilla, late cut. Bonilla's gone 0 for 3. 3 fly ball outs in the game. Two for 6 now in the series. Way outside to him. 1 ball, 1-strike count. Michael Jackson, the leadoff man on here in the 8th. Jose Mesa, closer. Paul Assenmacher, the left-hander. Mike Jackson misses outside with it. He walks anybody, he'll be gone. 2-1 count.
Now, you don't want to give the Marlins any reason to rally. I mean, they've done it enough times in this ballpark.
Came right back at him. 2-2.
Saw Sandy Alomar lean out of the way. The reason why he leans out of the way is because of the long swing of Bobby Bonilla. He doesn't want to get clumped in the head. See him lean back? In fact, that's the reason why his brother Roberto is a shortstop, second baseman. They were playing in the backyard years ago.
Bonilla's gone.
And Roberto was catching, and Sandy took a long swing and hit Roberto in the head with the bat. Roberto said, enough of this, and he went out to the middle infield to play. Here's a pitch, slider, and we said that's Mike Jackson's best pitch. And once again, watch Sandy Alomar vacate the premises after the swing. So he's not going to get hit with the bat.
So Jackson gets his first strikeout. Conine now will come out of the game, and Darren Daulton will be the pinch hitter. Darren Daulton coming on in a pinch hitting role. 2 for 6. Also has started at first base. On for Conine with a runner on at first base. 0 for 1 here as a pinch hitter. And it's taken outside. Runner on at first, 1 down. We're in the bottom of the 8th. 6-1 lead. Florida's not scored since the first inning when they got the run that tied the game up. Fouled off outside of first. Each team got a run in the first. In the big innings, the 5th and 6th off Kevin Brown for Cleveland. And they picked up the 5 runs on 6 hits. Not going to hold the runner at first to the bag. Daulton up there, left-handed hitter, who's got great power and pulls the ball.
Yeah, plus with the big lead, gives Tomei some room to roam over first base, or around at first base. Doesn't have to hold Sheffield on. He probably will not be running.
Darren Daulton goes the other way, hit it hard, deep left field. Justice back of the wall, has room, and he's got it. 2 down.
Dalton gave that one a ride. Got a rise out of the crowd here at Pro Player Stadium.
David Justice concerned before this series started about having to go out there in left field. He's a right fielder when he played the outfield. Ball comes the other way at him out there. He's handled some balls. You see he's taking a little ribbing, that smile on his face, because guys are hollering out at him from the infield.
Well, he complained of a bad elbow, and he threw that ball all the way to first base, trying to double up the runner. Maybe some misinformation during the World Series. Espionage.
Well, he told Julie that before the game tonight, though, that he felt fine.
Yeah.
That it wasn't bothering him. He never mentioned said that was okay. The elbow was okay. Showed it there. 2 down. 1-0 delivery. Lou grounds it to third. Force at second base. They go there to get it. Williams to Fernandez, and that will do it. Sheffield take it out on the force play. Despite a leadoff single, Mike Jackson does not give anything up. And it is still a Cleveland 6-1 lead. $67,025 on hand here for tonight's game. 1997 World Series being brought to you by MasterCard, the future of money, and by Pepsi, Generation Next. Gary Thorne, Ken Singleton, Julie Croteau, and all of our crew here. Great to have you with us in Miami. Cleveland trying to send this back home as a 1-1 World Series. They've got the 6-1 lead here, and we go to the 9th inning. And the pitch is going to be taken up high by Tony Fernandez in that leadoff spot. Has one at bat, got a double as he pinch hit for Bip Roberts. Vizquel and Ramirez will follow. Antonio Fonseca remains on the mound for his second inning of work. 6 fingers, and in fact 6 toes. Al Fonseca hits the ground ball, and it's a base hit by Bonilla. That was a do or die for Bobby Bonilla. And Tony Fernandez saying, see, I should be playing, is 2 for 2.
Fernandez has been in World Series before with the Toronto Blue Jays. Smashed by Bonilla. Little old lay there. Looked like a matador, didn't he?
Didn't get gored by the bull.
No, he didn't.
Leadoff single, Omar Vizquel, who can really bunt. Bonilla's playing it at third. Doesn't show bunt there, and takes the pitch for a strike. Vizquel doubled in the first inning, scored the first run. David Justice brought him home with a single. Pops that one up to third base. Bonilla. That's a couple of times tonight now. Vizquel has come up in the same situation last 2 at bats and has not moved Fernandez, the runner in front of him.
I think those 2 hits, his first 2 times up, got him happy with the bat. Now I'm going to drive some runs in.
Never enough runs in these games. Fernandez remains at first base. Dalton will hold the bag on him. And Manny Ramirez coming up. Vizquel's checking a swing back there. Probably shouldn't have been one at all in that at bat. Just a bunt. Fernandez, not a big lead at first base. Could be 2. Bobby Bonilla dropped it, picks it up, gets 1. Relay to first. They do turn 2. The third double play turned in this game by the Marlins. Again around the horn. 5-4-3. Cleveland retired in the 9th inning. For the Marlins, one more chance. Bottom of the 9th inning. They trail 6-1. The Cleveland Indians leading in this ball game 6-1 going to the bottom half of the 9th inning. The Marlin fans trying to generate a big comeback in the bottom half of the 9th inning. However, they're going to have to do it against the closer, Jose Mesa.
Shows how important Mike Hargrove feels this game is. He brings in his closer with a 5-run lead going into the 9th. This is not a safe situation for Mesa, but a chance for him to kind of shut the door on the Florida Marlins.
31-year-old right-hander will face Greg Zahn, the pinch hitter. Zahn pinch hitting for Charles Johnson. First pitch, second base, Tony Fernandez, one down in the bottom of the ninth.
Zahn's uncle, Rick Dempsey, most valuable player of the World Series in 1983 when Baltimore beat the Philadelphia Phillies 4-1. And like his uncle, he's a catcher.
Jimmy Leyland's Florida Marlins winning the first game last night 7-4, losing this one 6-1. This Cleveland bullpen now has gone 10 innings in postseason without giving up an earned run. Mesa's got one down here in the ninth, and Greg Counsell at the plate. Mesa 16 saves and 21 chances during the regular season. All kinds of off-season problems for him. Started out horrendously, trying to get back on track. Finished up pretty strong for the team, though.
Yeah, for a while he was not the closer. He was not in that role because he was struggling. He was used as a setup man. Rip Roberts started the season in Kansas City.
Now looking at a World Series win.
Jared Wright, Game 4 starter. A rookie.
Down to first. Foul ball. Counsell will come back. 2-ball, 2-strike count, 1 away. A lot more smiles on that bench than there were last night in the ninth inning. You know, they feel what they wanted to do was come out of here. Sure, they'd like to have won 2, but if they take a split back home to Cleveland for the next 3 games, they'll take that. Especially beating Kevin Brown here tonight if they hang on. The ace of this team, Pat Borders. Way inside, and down goes Counsell.
On the other hand, Jimmy Leyland took a split in Atlanta, came back to Florida.
This makes it the best of 5.
Then won 2 out of 3 at home, and then won 1 in Atlanta to advance to the World Series. Charles Nagy, he will start Tuesday night in Cleveland.
Be on the air at 8 o'clock with that one, Cleveland, and in the dirt. So Mesa surrenders a walk in the 9th inning with 1 away.
It's
6-1 lead.
Only the second walk given up by Cleveland pitchers tonight. Control.
Now we will see another one of the players added to the roster for the World Series. Oral Hershiser, who took the loss in his worst World Series start of his great career. This is Cliff Floyd. He was added to the roster for the World Series, so did not play in the other postseason series. Many thought this was a steal acquisition when he was picked up by the Florida Marlins.
Well, a couple years back in the Montreal Expo system, he was the minor league player of the year.
Runner at first base here. Check swing is a strike for Floyd.
Floyd had a couple of great years in the minors back-to-back for the Expos. They thought he was going to be a superstar in the making. For big man, he runs very, very well. Tremendous numbers in the minor leagues this year. He had an injury, sent to the minors, drove in 36 runs in 39 games in the minor leagues.
Hit .366 at the minors and .234 in 61 games with the big club.
Out of Chicago, a big, big Bulls fan.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 down. Floyd fouls it back, 1-2. Mesa trying to close this game out. Indians just want it to be over now, get on the plane and head back home. The Marlins will try and mount a big 9th inning rally. stranded 8 in this game. Florida has. 4 of those have been in scoring position. Haven't been able to come up with the big hits tonight. Cleveland has done all of that in this game. Swung on and missed. Nasty breaking ball, and Mesa's got a strikeout and 2 down.
That's what makes Mesa so tough. Not only does he have a good fastball in the mid-90s, but he also has a very, very effective breaking ball. That would look like it fell off the table. He struck out Cliff Floyd.
1 more out for a Cleveland win here in game 2. White has singled and doubled in his last 2 at-bats, 2 for 4 in the ballgame. Mesa gets a ground ball to first. Backhanded there. Tomey pitches to Mesa, and this game's over. The Cleveland Indians, losers of 6 consecutive Game 1 postseason openers, have rallied here in Game 2 of the 1997 World Series. And Mike Hargrove's team did it all tonight. 14 hits. The only Florida run came in the first inning. Chad Ojai gets the victory, his first in postseason 1 and 2, and he beats Kevin Brown, who loses for the first time in postseason. 2 and 1 in postseason for Brown. And a big defensive play, Ken, early in this game.
Play of the game, the Pepsi play of the game. With the game tied and still in the balance. Great play by Sandy Alomar Jr. Good throw right on the bag. Moises Alou trying to advance on the roller in front of home plate is thrown out. So Sandy Alomar with a 2-run homer. It stretched it to 6-1, and also the best defensive play of the game.
So the Cleveland Indians will go home a happy team. Mike Hargrove getting it done with Chad Ojai on the mound, even though he hit Sheffield in his first at-bat in the first inning. Vip Roberts coming up, big RBI single. And the big home run picked up by Alomar off Kevin Brown, a 2-run shot in the 6th inning. Matt Williams coming around to score in the 6th. And the Cleveland Indians have got a 6-1 victory. We'll be heading to Cleveland along with these teams. Join us Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Nagy and Leiter will be the starters. Game 3 from the Jacobs Field in Cleveland, Ohio. Our final tonight, Cleveland wins at 6-1. The World Series is tied at 1 game apiece. For Julie Kent, I'm Gary Thorne. See ya.